Hello, everybody.
Welcome to On the Deck.
On the deck. That's right. Your KPFA radio station announcement and updates for KPFA radio.
And we're off the deck because the deck is actually being inundated with water and wind.
Is this an off the deck scenario? Because it's like we're still in the station.
Yeah, we're still in the station, but I kind of like the off the deck. We always do the off the deck chat title. So maybe we could be on the deck in exile.
Okay. Yeah. It's raining. It's like a serious rainstorm. It is raining and it's very windy here in Northern California. Welcome, everybody. My name is mikO Tolliver. I am your host here on the deck. I bring you all the station's announcements, updates, a recap of the week, everything that we're doing here. You can follow me around on the interwebs at mikO Tolliver. That is with 2 L's. That's very important to say. I'm not being excessive as I continue to drive that home every week. And then also, I'm here with our interim general manager, Mr. A to Z, Antonio Ortiz.
Hello, everybody.
What's up, Antonio?
Not much. It's raining. And one thing that I've been thinking about, just because we talk about the weekends and how things were going, I recently saw Fiddler on the Roof. Did I tell you this? I've never seen Fiddler on the Roof. So I'm watching it, and then the guy, the main character, starts saying
tradition.
Well, that
tradition.
one I recognize that one.
Okay.
But the one he started singing was "If I Was a Rich Man." Da 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 da. And the whole time I'm looking at it, thinking, I've never seen this musical, and I'm sure it's really, there's a lot of references out there that I'm aware of, but this seems really familiar. And not until intermission did I think, Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, if I was a rich girl.
And I didn't know that she was sampling that song. And then later on, the person I'm dating said, oh yeah, she also did a song where she sampled Sound of Music. I go, oh, that whole time she was sampling theater songs. Okay.
That doesn't shock me because I know that, well, I don't know for that song If I Was a Rich Girl, but I do know that one song she had when she made her big hits, like this is bananas, like all that, right? That song. So that whole album was produced by Pharrell. And do you know what other album that Pharrell produced?
No.
That album, that infamous album by Robin Thicke.
Oh, okay.
And the one where he got sued by Marvin Gaye's family for copying their song. And so I'm only pointing this out to you because as someone who has been a fan of Gwen Stefani, Pharrell Williams since back in the day, I'm seeing a pattern here where I think as someone who has made music, and so I know this process, you'll listen to a song and be like, I want a song like that. And he will do that, but I'm starting to feel like he straight up just copies the whole song, right? Like that, hey, 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 right? That Robin Thicke song. And I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, this sounds like that Marvin Gaye song. And then it was 6 months later, after it had been this huge hit, the Marvin Gaye family was like, yeah, we're going to sue you. And he's like, no, it's not your song. I'm like, yes, it is. To anybody who knows or has heard that song, here's that. But then if you think of that, because I'm happy, do you know where I think he got that song from?
No.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Think about it. They totally line up. Because I'm happy, because I'm happy, right?
Well, the question that I have is that for an artist, maybe we can talk about this some other time.
No, right now is a good time.
Oh yeah, this is a good time. Because I'm always intrigued that, you get influenced by other people.
Okay.
Right? So there is this conversation that's happening with music. Like when people do covers and all that jazz, it's like, you're paying homage to the person before you, right? So where does it come, how do you work with creativity in that sense of just getting inspired by other people, but also to the point where you're not copying, right?
I don't know. I like Pharrell. Don't get me wrong. I am a fan. He's very talented. I will be the first to say that. But I have noticed a pattern. I'm just like, I feel like he listens to the song immediately and then starts being like, do that. I'm like, this is just the song, right? You just copy this. I feel like it's great to pay homage. In fact, it's smart to do that because especially if you have something original, people won't always really groove with it. In fact, who is really certifiably a genius? We all know this, but I will confirm for you this fact. Prince, because if you take the album Purple Rain, all of those songs, when he recorded them for the film, those were the first times he had performed those songs for the audience that was there,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so they weren't familiar. They were just listening to Darlin' Nikki being like, "Ah," right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just it was just so great. But like usually people want something that they're familiar with,
Yeah.
right? That's why you got to have things like a chorus, a catchy tune, something that people can latch onto real quick. Because
Mhm.
people I don't like the unfamiliar. I
Yeah.
don't like the unfamiliar.
We know about that in more ways than one.
Definitely here at
Yeah.
KPFA, which actually great segue because here at KPFA, we have been working on something for a while. And I was just telling you in a meeting earlier, when I first started here on KPFA, like I think it was like my very first day, Antonio totally gave me the rundown. And I was like, oh,
Mhm.
sweet, this is it's a radio station. And he goes, just so you know, it takes a really long time for anything to get done around here. And I was like, okay. But I didn't there it's one thing to tell someone and something and they
Mhm.
understand it, but it's a difference to understand the brevity of that situation. And so now to announce we do have a new faction here at the station and we call it, you want to tell them what it is?
Well, yes. I'm pausing because about this word faction. I'm not really a fan of that. But anywho, well, we have can we say a new arm
I like the word faction.
faction?
You know,
Okay.
I told you where that's from.
Well, I know where it's from, but when I hear it, I think of factions in governance for our radio station in Pacifica. That's what I'm thinking about.
No, I'm thinking of it in terms of
Yeah.
how they use it in wrestling, where it's
Yeah.
just like a bunch of groups come, like
Mhm.
wrestlers come together, they form a group, and that's a new faction. It's a new wrestling
Yeah.
faction, you know.
Yeah. How about we say we have a new channel, a new way of seeing content from KPFA. And I'm actually excited about this. When you showed it to me, I was like, oh, cool. It's KPFA TV.
Ooh, KPFA TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I told you how we bounced around several ideas of what to call this
Mm-hmm.
faction, and but this new group, just this new process, this new plan
Mhm.
we've been doing here at the radio station, and what it really consists is of all of the videos and stuff that we've been doing, like what
Mhm.
we're doing right now on the deck. So if you go to our YouTube playlist, you can see all of our featured videos, right?
Mhm.
We have featured videos. We have news headlines, which we broadcast every Tuesday through Friday. We have Letters in Politics, hosted by Mitch Jeserich, which, by
Mhm.
the way, again, check out that playlist because I was telling you, Mitch put up this video of him interviewing Richard Wolff and has over 172,000 views already.
Mhm.
Mitch be going viral. This is not like the
Yeah.
first time. Mitch is hardcore, right? But we have stuff like that. We do things like Herbal Highway. We have Radio Cafe. We have a new show, Venus Lounge, right?
Mhm.
Hosted by Renee Moncada. But we've been collecting all of these videos, all of these shows, and we're really working really hard because that's been our goal of getting social media and stuff going here at the station. So
Mhm.
it's
Yep.
coming. Like when you said, it takes a really long time for anything to happen around here.
Yeah.
Which is very true because I've been here now for 4 years. So you said that to me 4 years
I
ago.
did. Yeah.
And we officially got the playlist on the website at kpfa.org. So you can visit that. And if you go to the lower left-hand corner, right, because there's 2 columns, that little skinny column, right underneath Area 94.1, you will see,
KPFA TV.
right?
And just note, it's right now. It's going to be on the desktop site at this moment.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Good thing to know. It is on the desktop site, but we got this far, so we know what's next is going to be on the mobile site, right?
I think 4 years, and then now we have KPFA TV. 5 years ago, I put this out in the universe. I want to put it out again because we're going to practice manifestation. I want to have for KPFA something like the Tiny Desk, but KPFA style.
Oh, that's coming.
I've always been thinking about that.
Oh, that's coming.
The only thing I don't like about the only thing I don't like about Tiny Desk is the desk looks like a mess, and that kind of stresses me out.
Well, it's because it's tiny. They only have so much space to put all that stuff.
So maybe a big desk. No, I'm kidding. But anyways, I would love to do some more live music performances on video, sharing it with you online viewers here at KPFA Land, on KPFA Internet Land.
Okay, good. And I know I just in general want to have more shows about. So
Mm-hmm.
really great. And then also want to give you guys an update of the latest Making Contact that was about because they told us as well. They sent us this information. So we do have another Making Contact episode that we're here to announce for you. And this week it is, you want to read it, Antonio?
This week is Capital City, Gentrification and the Real Estate State.
So when does Making Contact?
So Making Contact airs on KPFA at 2 o'clock on 2 o'clocks, 2 o'clock on Fridays. And one of our producers, a couple of our producers are producers at Making Contact. One of them is Lucy Kang, who used to produce for Upfront. And then also was in charge of the storytelling project here at KPFA. And then also Anita Johnson, who is one of our producers at, one of our producers at Hard Knock Radio, is also a producer at Making Contact.
See, that's what I've actually been putting out into the air. I want to manifest or putting out into the universe. I want to get Hard Knock Radio doing regular video shows. And I just like to announce, I got a little meeting with Anita after this.
Mm-hmm.
So do I look good?
So we're keeping our fingers crossed.
Yes, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We got this far. Hey, Anita is not just anybody who just takes a meeting. I just want to point that out because I know I've been emailing her for meetings for the last year or so. I don't think she's responded to any of them. But
planting seeds. That's what we're doing.
But I'm moving on up here because now we got KPFA TV. We got about a bunch of great shows. We got a lot of resources. We have our amazing PA. We have our camera guy. We have Mr. A to Z here. We got it going.
And we also have mikO Tolliver here. And
the battery on the camera is getting low. Just heads up.
Oh, we've been giving some information that the battery on our camera is getting low. So if we go out for a minute, we'll come back.
Maybe I go get a backup.
So our camera guy is going to go get a backup. You'll probably see him walk behind us. So we had a little stop. So while that's happening, we'll just tell you guys, look, see, that's Peter.
Should we go straight to the next segment?
Well, we are going to go straight to the next segment. I was going to say real quick, for those of you guys who are not watching live and who are watching after the fact, that you can always, or actually whether you're watching live or after the fact, remember to always tune into KPFA 94.1 FM. If there's anything that we're talking about here that you're like, ooh, that sounds really interesting, I want to know more. Want to know more? Want to know more?
Go to kpfa.org and you'll hear it on our archive section. And also you'll see it in this post. There'll be links to any of the relevant information that we're sharing with you today.
Thank you. That's amazing.
There we go.
Yeah, you're like everything's on the website. All right. So Peter's coming back. We're still building ourselves up, but I'm feeling really proud. Like I know some people you know what? Here's what I think of. I know that some people sometimes won't really try to do things because they get so in their head about, well, it's not perfect. We make mistakes. And I'm just like, dude, that's whatever. That's the fun part. That really is the fun part, because imagine if you put yourself out there, somebody could make fun of it, but that's whatever. We're here having a great time. It's a Tuesday. I'd say it's sunny outside, but it's raining. But it's still cool. We're just hanging out here with you guys here in interwebs land, letting you know everything that's happening here at KPFA. And so now, while we're really here today,
we have a guest.
We have a guest. Antonio's super excited about it. That's why he just said, you want to tell everybody who's here to visit us?
Yes, I would love to introduce Herms, who has a new show on KPFA called The Nightcap. Plays on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. to 12 a.m.
So I think everybody, let's give a round of applause
for Herms.
Mo, what's up?
Hello.
How's it going?
What's up is I've been fighting allergies this month. I don't know about you guys. All that rain is making all the stuff fly around in the air. So my voice is slowly coming back to full fruition. And
that's okay.
Peter's KPFA will hear it all.
Yeah. So you have a voice problem when allergy season comes around?
Well, I don't even know necessarily that it's allergy season. Every March, I seem to lose my voice. And this has been happening since I was like 9 years old. So, it's like March rolls around and suddenly the voice gets huskier than usual, which some people like. And
some people like that, right?
I myself am not avid to it, but some people really like.
Okay, I'm with it.
It's so exciting to be here. I'm not used to being on TV. I have a face for radio, so it's a whole different thing.
You do not have a face for radio. You're very pretty. You know that.
Oh, shucks. You guys are ones to talk. But it's so nice to be here with you two. And you know what? You both were making me laugh a lot. You're mentioning musicals. I'm a huge fan of musicals. And I was like singing here in my little space by myself. That made me giggle and made me happy that we are all musical nerds together.
Awesome.
We are. The radio station is the place to be a music nerd. So
I know, right? Totally. But sometimes a music nerd isn't necessarily a musical nerd too. So I can appreciate that we have that wide a range, And I've been known to play some Jesus Christ Superstar on my radio show.
Oh, I have that on VHS.
Ooh.
I do. I straight up have it on VHS. I think I saw it at like a garage sale or something. Oh, not only do I have it on VHS, I do have the vinyl.
You do?
I
Okay.
do.
Wait, do you have a VHS player?
I do have a VHS player.
Mo, do you have a VHS player
I
still?
did, and it died.
Mm.
I have tapes, but I'm really heartbroken. I need to find a new VHS
Yeah.
player.
I'm just asking because like I was driving down to San Jose for that's where we saw. Well, no, we saw a different show. But I was driving to San Jose and there was a video store. I'm thinking this still exists, like a VHS video store.
You know, there was some sort of like, I didn't follow up, but I saw that Blockbuster's website like posted something and people were all, is it coming back? But who knows? Everybody likes that kind of retro vibe, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, they say actually, I think I just saw on the news recently that they're saying that like vinyl is outselling CDs.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
And something interesting that I found out about that is that not only is vinyl outselling CDs, or last year was the first year it outsold CDs, but something like 50% of the people buying vinyl don't have turntables. It's sort
what?
of,
So what, they're just buying records?
they're buying, I guess there's the kids today. Now we'll say everyone, there are a lot of people who are buying vinyl simply to support the artists that they love. They see it as additional piece of merch and also to, you know, have something cool for people to flip through when they come over, like, oh, hey, look at my records, even if they can't play them, or to frame them and hang them up, you know, things like that too. But just wait until they get a turntable and they listen to those warm sounds of vinyl being blasted through their speakers. You know, it'll happen. I have faith.
Well,
Wow.
do the two of you have I want to call it a vinyl player.
A turntable. I do have a turntable, actually. I have a turntable. You know what? God bless me. I have all the parts of a PA system except for the speakers. So and I built it like piece by piece, like what I can afford at a time. So I've got the mixer, I've got the mics, I've got the mic stands, I've got all the cords, and I have the turntable. I can hook up my laptop, CD player, whatever you need. But you can't actually hear it. The most that you can do is I think I can run it through one, like plug in the auxiliary cord and then plug it into my TV and then use my TV as a
speaker.
As a speaker. Yeah.
Sounds like
that's clever.
Yeah. But it also sounds like you just lose a lot of, I mean, what you want to hear because it sounds better on vinyl,
of course. Yeah. I'd love to hear that bass. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I've had like on my wish list, the like speakers that I've wanted to buy for a good 6 years. But I have all the components except for the speakers. I got headphones though.
You got headphones. Well, maybe Mo, you have a whole setup right there, Mo.
I do have a whole setup. Yes, I absolutely do. I actually used to work in a Berkeley record store. I don't know if we're allowed to name names. I worked
in a record store. It wasn't in Berkeley, but it was a chain store, which one of them are in Berkeley. Are we allowed to say that, Mr. A to Z, interim general manager?
I mean, if it's your history, yes, but as long as it's not like, you know,
we're not advertising.
We're not advertising.
Okay, but you know what? I don't want to say either because we're getting ready to lose.
We're gonna switch over, Mo. Hold on for one moment. We're gonna go to a different camera. So you'll still hear us.
I can absolutely hear you guys.
Yes.
Well, while you switch over, I'm gonna tell my record store story. So when I worked at, I'm gonna say it was Amoeba, the mothership.
Okay.
Oh, that was better. I worked at Rasputin's.
Oh, you know, I had a boyfriend in college who worked at Rasputin's, and so many stories, right? So Amoeba, when I remember someone coming in, and this would have been early 2000s, and someone coming in and asking for, do you have those things? They're like CDs, but they're bigger and they're black. They're like about this big. And I was like,
how do you take that? Really? How do you take a question like that?
I just had to bite my tongue because I had to be sure if this person was like having fun with me or not. I couldn't tell. And I realized, no, they actually are asking this question in all seriousness. And I said, do you mean a record? I go, like that? I should have pointed at the wall picture. Yeah. Well, they're right over here. There's a whole section. Thanks so much. They were so excited. I'm like, all right, I just helped someone today. Helped someone find one of those CDs, except the big round black versions. So now we've come full circle.
I think it's hilarious when you say they are bigger, but they're black. Because once you said that part, I was like, I don't know how to process that. I really don't.
Sometimes they're pink, sometimes they're gold marbled.
Wow. Well, Mo, I want you to tell us a little bit about your show, please.
Oh, about the show. I don't see you guys anymore. Is that part of the deal?
We're
today?
now we're like what do you call it? The Wizard of Oz. We're
Ah,
behind the curtain
the
right
people
now.
behind the
Yeah.
curtain.
Well, we're
No, I
giving
get
you the highlight, the special.
Oh my gosh, it's all me. Hi, hi. Well, I am so excited and so honored to be doing a show on KPFA. I have actually quite a history in Berkeley doing radio. I was at another station in Berkeley for quite some time in the 90s, and it's lovely to be back on the air here. And so I'm doing a show on Wednesday nights called The Nightcap. It's from 10 to midnight. So I figured, the Nightcap is sort of it's nighttime. You're either winding down or you're winding up if you're going out. So we do a little bit of both, but it's definitely a vibe, I think, when you're on at night, when you're doing that evening kind of stuff. So it's a little different than if I was on at 10 in the morning and trying to wake you up. I mean, I'm trying to wake up at 10 in the morning. At 10 at night, I'm just kind of getting my groove on. So it's super exciting to be on there. I'm going to be featuring at least once a month something I'm calling a flashback track, and I'll be finding some information about a song that was big that week, way back when, or has some significance to the week that we are in when I do it. Also doing a little bit of hot gossip, I like to call it, and finding out some information about a track that maybe was very much talked about when it came out. Or currently, maybe it was something where someone couldn't figure out what those lyrics meant exactly, and now there's Reddit threads all about it. Or maybe there was a situation that occurred that was the birth and origin of this song. So that's something else that I'm having fun doing once a month for you guys. And I'm really looking forward to bringing in artists that I'll be interviewing. So we'll have little segments. Did one on the first show, or not the first show, the second show, with an artist out of Houston named Zandy, really wonderful R&B artist, and planning more for you in the months to come so that you can hear some new music and new artists and, get a little vibe from that too. So I think that's probably about it around the show. I mean, it's only 2 hours on a Wednesday night. So let's see what kind of mood we can get into together if you come to join me there. I don't know. Does that sound good, guys? Nope, I'm not hearing them anymore. So I guess I'll have to fill in some more blanks. If you want to find me on the socials and everything, I can be found.
Oh, can you bring up the socials?
Oh, we're here. We're still listening.
Can you hear us, Mo?
Oh, wait, hold on. Did we bleep out Mo?
Hold on for a moment.
I think we're having some technical difficulties.
We're having
There we go.
There we go. I can hear you.
I think
Okay,
we're
good.
back.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
things got a little blinky on my end. Apologies. There's been weather.
Yeah, also,
Yeah, it's a storm. It's a storm. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
Anytime
Also,
there's
it's-
weather, everything goes weird.
It's also on our end. Our camera just ran out of batteries. So
Well, we're all back now. I think everything's
yes.
okay. So the socials, I was just about to dive into that anyway when I thought that we were all lost, and then we did get lost for a sec.
Tell us, Mo, where we can find you.
You can find me on the Instagram at Music and Booze with Mo. Yes, it's long. It's one word, Music and Booze with Mo. You can also find me on Facebook, just the regular facebook.com/Mo Herms. And if you want to find me on Twitter, because I still use that from time to time, it's at SheBeMo, but it's pronounced Shebmo. I should have capitalized that B. Then people could tell it was SheBeMo, SheBMO, over on Twitter. But Music and Booze with Mo on Instagram is probably where I'm most active. If you want to go jump over there and say hey, make requests. And there is also email. There's the nightcap at kpfa.org too. So there are all those ways. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for bringing me in today and bringing me in general. I'm super, super stoked.
Oh, no, thank you for coming on. We're so excited that you're here. Actually, I was going to ask you because we were talking when we invited you along to this, like what were some of your plans for now? Because now we're here, now that we know that you're willing to participate in KPFA TV. So we want to know, like, maybe what are some plans that you have for incorporating social media and KPFA together?
Well, I have this, Music and Booze with Mo is the Instagram, right? And that is because I do have a fondness for cocktails. And, San Francisco was always really good on the craft cocktail side. But something that I think is really wonderful that's been happening the last few years is just an overall wellness within that world and the rise of the non-alcoholic cocktail. So I think that's super important because it means everyone can be involved no matter what their vibe is. And I think it's really great to highlight those kinds of things. So you may think, a non-alcoholic cocktail. That's just a drink. It's just like pouring yourself some orange juice. But there are neat things that go into this, like cinnamon syrup, or maybe you're using like pandan this or fat wash that, and you can still make it's just a really fancy juice, maybe. So I'm actually going to come up with some non-alcoholic cocktails. So at least once a month, we'll do a nice, fun little non-alcoholic cocktail that you can serve at a party for people or have for yourself. And we'll do some video of that. Just a real quick, here's a recipe, here's a drink, and it's tasty and doesn't get anybody into any trouble.
All right. And so you're thinking of doing something that like once a month of like just.
Yeah. I was thinking, especially, spring is coming despite the weather. Spring will be coming. And, when you think of, say, April rolls around and you just want something sunny again, something fresh. You've got cucumbers growing in the garden, maybe, or maybe some basil. And, Berkeley is nothing if not a farm to table kind of place. So let's talk about farm to glass and, start putting some of those things that we're growing in the backyard. I have so much mint in my backyard. So much. And of course, everyone does. It's a weed. So let's throw that into something, mash it up with some kind of juice and make a delicious, refreshing drink for us, So I thought that would be fun to do.
Yeah. Virgin cocktail recipes.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally. So everyone can have one. So not just the Shirley Temple anymore.
Yeah, that's what I order. I just like, and I don't care. I know people are totally just like, who's this kid ordering the Shirley Temple? And I have no shame in it whatsoever. I'm like, Shirley Temple, please.
Yeah, you know why? Shirley Temples are tasty.
They are.
I love that cherry syrup.
It's soda. It's soda. You gotta love a soda.
Totally.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool.
That's
Excellent.
where I'm at anyway.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you're going to be a part of this. You're helping us build the social media. We got a new show too. That's the Nightcap. Again, everybody, the Nightcap. We're here with Mo Herms, who is the new host or the host of our new show, the Nightcap, which is
on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. And your first show that you did, you were actually over in South by Southwest, if I'm not mistaken.
Right? I was actually. So I went to South by Southwest and got to see all kinds of wonderful music. And we shall be reaping the benefits of that, because not only do I get to play some cool new music, but I got some great interviews that I'll get to air in the weeks to come, months to come, with a couple of people, an artist from New Zealand, an artist from Scandinavia, a British artist who is half Colombian. My family is Colombian. So when I met her, I was very excited. And she had some things to say about how she was discouraged from singing in Spanish. And then after a while, she was like, but that's my language. So she started singing in Spanish, and then she blew up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I
love it.
That's a pretty common scenario I've seen for people where they were just like, oh, I didn't want to do this. And then they start singing something that's just like their homegrown something. But it's like, that's, an audience really, it's so weird how an audience really responds to authenticity. And it's so crazy, because it's like, we as like artists, we might even be ashamed of it, or we just all like, this just is boring. Like, this is just whack. Nobody wants to see my grandma's cooking or something. Then you do it, and everybody's like,
everybody's into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. It's like you were saying. I mean, I always joke around with people about, there's a lot of music out there where people are auto-tuning and using vocoders, and it kind of starts sounding the same. And sometimes there's a great use of those sorts of tools. But when someone is singing with their true authentic voice, people respond to it. And you'll hear people who traditionally may not be the best singer, right? But there's something about the way that they're singing to you that hits you in a different place. And I think that's super important. I love that personally. That's what I fill my show up with anyway.
That's like the story of Jimi Hendrix. As great as a guitar player that Jimi Hendrix is, and I loved him. I remember somebody pointing, I think it was a vocal coach that I had, and I was like, oh, I want to sing this Jimi Hendrix song. They were like, okay. And I was feeling self-conscious about it. And they're like, I don't know why, it's Jimi Hendrix. And I was like, yeah, it's Jimi Hendrix. And they're like, Jimi Hendrix can't sing. And then he actually had to point it out to me. And then I started to go back and listen to the song. I was like, this dude can't sing. I never noticed it. I never noticed it. It was so authentic. And not only that, he would tune his guitar a half step down, so it sounded flat to go along with his flat vocals.
Oh,
right. So it would work out
clever.
That way, right? Very clever. But I'm like, that's so crazy. That you point that at, like, people can't really sing. Or even T-Pain said that he went through this crazy depression, which is so sad to hear. But it was because he was at a concert, and then Usher came up to him and was just like, man, you kind of messed up music. And that kind of like depressed him, because he was like, and Usher was just like, just anybody can do it now. And I was like, That is true. I
Aw.
have there. I have listened to like some like I really like trap. You know, I always tell people that. And like so sometimes what I like about trap is I'm just like this. I could totally be a trap. I could be a trapper or trap rapper.
Well,
It's
you
easy.
say that, but when you do it, are people going to react to it in the way they react to some other ones? I mean, there's still got to be that little special something, even if you're using all the
True.
tools.
That's true.
You know,
I
there
think
has to
my
be
trap rap is
something.
really good. My trap rap
Well,
is
then,
really
hey,
good. You've never heard it.
I'm
but
ready for it.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a competition, trap rap competition.
We can
mikO
do
versus.
it, and I would totally win that right now.
Not
I'm
me.
confident in myself.
I
I
can't
know
do
how to
that.
do the trap. I'm telling you, I'm the trap. I'm the
Nope.
trap queen. Yeah.
Nope.
But anyway,
My
yeah.
singing is limited to the shower in the car. That's it.
All right. Well,
Same here.
all right. So thank you so much, Mo. Now that you're here, I think
Yeah.
we have a few on the deck traditions that we need you
Mhm.
to participate in being a guest with us today. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So
Yes.
first things first, Antonio, it's that special time again. What time is it?
It's the time for the donor highlight. Choo, 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 choo,
Woohoo,
choo.
yay.
Woohoo. Yes.
That's right. Do you want to go ahead and highlight actually, you know what, Mo,
Wait.
since you're the new host, why don't you highlight our donor for the week?
Well, our donor highlight is Susan from San Mateo, Illinois. I'm excited to learn there is a San Mateo in Illinois. And thank you so much, Susan. We appreciate everything you've done for us.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you, Mo, for making that announcement and helping support our listeners who support us to keep the station going. Yeah, that's it.
And I'm sure that Susan's going to be super excited about
Mhm.
Mo's new show, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I
Well,
hope
Susan
so.
is in Illinois, so she'd have to stay up late. And if not staying up late, then there's the archives.
There,
Yeah.
I was going to say it's the
That's right.
archives.
Yeah.
It's totally
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah.
It's totally cool.
There we
So
go.
for everyone out there, if you want to listen to the Nightcap with Mo Herms and you're not up at 10 o'clock at night on a Wednesday, you can listen to it on the archives at kpfa.org. Just go to the program section and look for the Nightcap.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right.
Very
And I
kind
think
of
we
you.
have one more tradition we want to get Mo to
Mm.
participate in because as we're here building our social media, we're trying to get everything going. Mo, we need you to help us get some followers here on
All
our
right.
social media, right? So are
I'm
you
down.
ready to invite folks to follow KPFA on social media?
Yeah.
Okay,
do
let's
it.
get the information of where everybody can go to follow social media. All right, Mo, give us a nice good reading of that. Tell us what to do.
All right. On Facebook, we are at KPFA 94.1. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at KPFA Radio. Does that work?
That's amazing. Thanks so much. We're
Ooh.
so glad that you came here. We're super excited about your show. We're going to tune in. We're going to tell everybody else to tune in.
Shucks, thanks. I'll do the same.
Thanks for coming in here to hang out with us. We're looking forward to all the new stuff that you're going to be adding to KPFA, the stuff that we're going to be able to work on together. It's going to be great. It's been such a great year. It's just been such a great kickoff. We've had such great guests here on the deck, right?
Mhm.
I'm super excited about it. Yeah. So I think we've come to the end now of our show. And we just want to remind folks again, anything we're talking about here, you can visit kpfa.org. But also, Mo, where can everybody listen to the Nightcap? Where can everybody tune into the radio to find out and hear all the great stuff that is KPFA?
At KPFA 94.1 Berkeley or kpfa.org to stream, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I'm like, is there another answer?
There
that I
you
don't
go.
know
Yeah.
about?
No, don't worry about this more. The first time she started doing this to me, I'm like, why am I repeating this thing 3 times on a live stream? And she's like, there's a reason for it. You got to do it again.
Let's
I
just
was
say,
like, is there another source that I didn't get told yet? Yeah.
No.
Like, if you want to listen, tune in to 94.1.
all
Perfect.
the
There you go.
tests
KPFA.
here, all the tests here are open book, just so you know.
It's there on the screen.
It's right there. kpfa.org. Go stream it, listen to it live there. And if you're lucky enough to be in the vicinity of the station, 94.1 FM. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, on
Well,
that note, then
I think that's our Tuesday here. We want to remind everybody to tune in always to On the Deck. It's every Tuesday, 2 p.m., where we live stream our broadcast here, right? We're not just here alone, right? Because of course, we got Mo, But we got a crew too. We want to say thank you to our PA, Jess Hutchison, who is working all the lower thirds, that's who gives all the answers for when I pop the test. Thanks, Jess. We also want to say thank you to our camera op, Peter Stickney. Now, I know we had a few camera issues, but that's no fault of Peter's. Actually, Peter was working really hard to make sure our visuals stayed online. So thank you so much. We've been growing here. We've been trying to build KPFA TV, right? The new faction from KPFA Radio.
We are building it.
And we are growing. So thank you guys so much. Always remember to tune in. And also, we'll see you again next week, right? Again, 2 p.m. And I think that's it. Antonio, do you have anything else to say? I want to remind everybody again, I'm mikO Tolliver. I'm your host. Find me around on the interwebs at mikO Tolliver with 2 L's. And I'm here with Mr. A to Z, our interim general manager, Antonio Ortiz.
And I don't think I have anything else outside of just have a great day. Enjoy the weather if you can. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.